A farmer wishes to build a corral with 100 feet of fence. Hoping to maximize the area of the corral, he will build it against his barn using the wall of the barn as one side. So has this barn, and then he has some fencing, and he's gonna build a fence along the side of the barn. So do you see how that could maximize the area? It's gonna be more than if you built an enclosed corral completely separate. You don't need as much fence because the barn is one side. Write a quadratic function to represent the situation. What are we trying to maximize here? Right, which is, in one word, area. So our equation is going to be for area. And we know that area, what shape are we going to make? A rectangle. Area is length times width. Area is length times width. So what we need to do is define some variables. Do you want to call this W, the width? Does that work? So W is the width. But the problem is we don't want to use just L for length. We can only use one variable. So what we need to do is define the length in terms of W. We have 100 feet of fence altogether. We're going to use W on this side. How much are we going to use on this side? W over here. How much is left for the length?
100 minus 2W.
100 minus 2W, right. That's this. There's 100 altogether. We used up W and W for the width, so there's 100 minus 2W left for the length. And then that's going to give you your equation. Area is going to be equal to 100 minus 2W multiplied by W, length times width. Rewrite the function in vertex form, so that's just expanding. So I did W times negative 2W and W times 100. And then put it into vertex form. Factor out the negative 2. Negative 50. And then we need to complete that square. Half of 25, and then 25 squared is 625. So we're going to put a plus 625 and minus 625. This becomes negative 2 W squared minus 50W plus 625. And I want to take that negative 625 out, multiply it by the negative 2. This becomes plus 1250. So the whole equation in vertex form, negative 2 W minus 25 squared plus 1250. What does the vertex represent in this situation? Anybody know? The maximum amount of area, and it actually is the width that will give you the maximum area, because these points are in the form like X, Y. Here I have an X, but we use W, A instead of X, Y. So it's the width that will give you the maximum area and what that maximum area is. The actual value of the area. That's what the vertex represents. What are the dimensions of the corral that the farmer should build? What should the width be to maximize the area? The width should be 25. And what about the length? How'd you get 50?
100 minus 2W.
100 minus 2W was the length, so 100 minus 225s. Or you could also look at what the maximum area is. 1250, the width is 25, so when you divide you get 50, which is also kind of another way to check.